Hello everyone, welcome back to Mommy and Me Budgets. Thank you for joining me on today. I'm coming at you with a short video about a topic that's really important to me and what I feel to be a crucial part of the whole debt-free process, and that is sinking funds. For me, in my experience, sinking funds have been a lifesaver, especially when it comes to helping me to stay on track and not to have the urge to incur new debt. Let's first review what a sinking fund is. By definition, I looked this up just to make sure I had a clear definition of it so that it would make sense to those who do not know what sinking funds are. So to put it in simpler terms, a sinking fund is a savings account dedicated to a specific expense you know is coming. As we're on this debt journey, those of us who have credit card debt, you want to find a way to take care of your yearly needs, your monthly needs, without having to charge new credit. And from my experience with a sinking fund, when you have that money set aside for events that you know that will come up or basic parts of life, if you have money set aside for those items, when it comes time to pay something, you have the funds readily available to pay that item without having to charge new credit or having to rob Peter to pay Paul. As I continue on in my debt-free journey, right now I'm in the process of paying off my debt, my consumer debt, and one goal that I want to have in place is to make sure that I have sinking funds to keep me on the right track so that I won't have to accrue new debt. So I'm going to go over the details of how I set up my sinking funds. I'm going to show what sinking funds I have in mind and how to determine what sinking funds are best for you. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned for more. The first step in the process of determining what sinking funds are best for you is to review your yearly calendar. If you're starting out in the month of January, if you're starting out right now, wherever it may be, just look at your calendar and then go through your calendar month by month. What events do you expect to come up? Things like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, different events like that you know will be happening throughout the year. And what I like to do is to make a list of those events that I know, especially those that I know will issue for me in the past. Like most people, Christmas is the time of year where I spend the most money, and I'm always in a place where I don't have enough funding set aside for that particular holiday, and I find myself having to charge and to create new debt, and it really shouldn't have to be that way, but since I do enjoy giving to others, that is an issue for me. So I want to be well prepared so that when that holiday comes around, I have the funds set aside to make those purchases. I start out by making a list of the categories that I want to have set aside as a sinking fund throughout the year. The first one that I'll usually set in place is the one for home. And in the past, we've had events that occurred like, a water heater going out or just different emergencies in the house, a dishwasher needing repair or a sink needing to be repaired. You want to have money set aside for those things so that you won't have to go into debt for those items. Next is Kennedy, which is my daughter. I want to have money set aside for her for various expenses. We know children can be expensive, and they do need money for certain things, like especially when it comes to school or for clothes or anything that may come out. Just want to have money set aside for her for that. Next, back to school. And for me, as the years have progressed, back to school has become more and more expensive with buying school supplies and clothing and shoes, getting them prepared for school. I want to have that money set aside for that so I won't have to go into debt for that, and that I won't be in a place where I won't have the funds to give her the things that she wants to go back to school. Next is car tax. Every year, as with most states, we are charged car tax, which includes our registration. I have to get my oil change and my registration completed the same time that I have to pay my car tax. I cannot pay my car tax until that registration is paid and an inspection is done first. So usually that runs a good amount of money. So I want to make sure that I have funds set aside for that so that I won't go into debt for that, and that I can get it done on time, because the later that I wait to get it done, they will charge a late fee per diem. So it's pertinent that I get that done by the due date each year. Next is Autumn Fund. And like most people, autumn is my favorite time of the year. Different events come up around this time of the year, like the state fair, pumpkin patch visits. If she wants to buy a costume or be dressed up for Halloween, I want to have the money for that. And I also want to have money set aside too to give out candy for those in the neighborhood if they want to stop by to get candy. I want to have that money in place too. Next is Christmas. And as I said before, this is a holiday where I don't want to be caught off guard with. I want to have the money set up for this so I can buy gifts. Winter trip. And I never mentioned it before, but I do work at a local community college. At the end of the year, get 2 weeks off for vacation. And that is a good time for me to go ahead and plan a trip for the family, for me, my mother, and my daughter. So I want to have that money set aside for that, because it's been one too many years that we've sat in the house because I've spent all my money out on Christmas, or I'm in debt because of Christmas. Next is College Fund, which is self-explanatory. Just want to set some money aside for my daughter for her college fund. I also have a 529 set up. I stopped contributing to that about a few months ago, but I want to begin contributing to that once again, and then still have this money set aside just as an extra addition to that 529. Easter. My daughter always gets a new dress and shoes for Easter and accessories, so I want to have money set aside for that as well. Nashville. I belong to a church organization, and we have an annual convention every year in Nashville, Tennessee. And if you've ever been to Nashville, it is an expensive trip. The taxes are higher there, and just we're there for a little over a week. So with food and accommodations, I want to make sure that I have enough to cover my trip there, and also to prepare for my trip there as far as clothing and personal items that I need to go on the trip. Summer vacay. I try to have a summer vacation around the same time as my daughter's birthday. Her birthday is in July. And since she's already out of school, that's a good time for us to go ahead and just take a little trip to celebrate her birthday as well as the summertime. So I want to have fun set aside for that as well. Emergency savings. I already have it set up for funds to come directly out of my checking account on payday. So that's already in place, but I'm going to still take a portion of that and divide it up amongst my sinking funds. And then I also want to have personal savings, which I mentioned in my budgeting video. That is a separate savings that I want to have in place just for me, in case I want money to do something special for myself that's outside of an emergency. So the way that we set up the monthly contributions is you look at the number of months that it will take to save for this particular item. Now, you can write down your goal amount that you want to save for this particular sinking fund, and then divide it by the number of months that it will take to reach your goal. For instance, let's start with home. I'll go through each one with you, but for household, for instance, this is an ongoing sinking fund, so there's no set amount that I want to have in place right now. So I will just do an overall contribution of $20 and just let it accrue over time. The same with my daughter's savings or sinking fund. $20 monthly will be good to accrue over time. Now, when it comes to back to school, from my previous experience, it's usually around about $300 to take care of all the supplies, clothing and shoes and hair. So if I look at, for instance, right now we're in the month of October. So more than likely I won't be starting my sinking funds until the beginning of the year, which is January. But I still want to go ahead and write down my goals so I can keep this in the back of my mind as something that I want to focus on in the near future. But for back to school, it's $300. Generally, school starts in August, so the funds would need to be available by the end of July. So that would be 7 months. So if you take 300 divided by 7, it will be roughly $43. I will still be getting paid, hopefully, you know, if God says so. I still have a job and a paycheck. So I will assign the amount of $40. And then if there's anything that needs to be given extra to that at that time, I'll just cash fund it from any spending money that I have out of my paycheck in the month of July of next year. My car tax, my previous car tax was around $180 for this previous year. So this becomes due around June of the year. So $180. And I generally have until the end of the month of June, so that means I can include my June paycheck in my factoring. So $180 divided by 6, that would be roughly $30 each month for my car tax. Autumn fund, based on this year's activities, I need about $200 to enjoy these festivities, to pay for tickets and different events. So 200, and I need it by October, so 200 divided by 9, which would be my September paycheck. That will leave roughly $22, so I'll just stick to 20 even monthly for this. For Christmas, generally I like to put a flat $50 in place as a monthly goal for Christmas. The same for the winter trip, $50 monthly. College fund, since it will be ongoing, $15 will be sufficient at this time. Easter, I will cash fund a portion of it, so $10 would be good for that. Nashville, as I stated, is an expensive trip for me because we need so much to survive during that week and a half that we're in Nashville, Tennessee. So I want to set an amount of $80 to make sure that I have enough, because I want to have at least $1,000, and usually for 12 months, 12 divided into 1,000 is 83, so I'll just stick with 80 for that. I like to round down. For summer vacay, we're going to keep it the same as we have for winter vacay. And for emergency savings, since it is ongoing, personal savings, I like the number 20 for that. That sounds like a reasonable amount. So if I add all this together, so that gives me an amount of $455. If we look at this amount that it would cost for me to take out of my budget each month, based on what we've seen with my budget, of course this is not feasible for right now. This is just my goal, my sinking funds goal. This is what I'm looking forward to. I'm going to go ahead and write it down so that I can keep it in my mind, and this will be my goal, what I want to reach towards once I start having extra funds as I pay off my debt. But in the meantime, I still want to contribute something to these sinking funds so I can get the ball rolling and create that momentum and get my mind in the habit of contributing to these sinking funds to make them a priority in my budgeting routine. So I hope that I was able to explain this concept clearly, just to give you an idea of how important sinking funds are to your financial journey. As I stated, it really helped me out to stay on track and to avoid going in further into debt. So let me know, what sinking funds do you have? If you do set up sinking funds for yourself, what sinking funds work best for you and your household? Thank you for tuning in today, and I will see you all next time.